Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the Zerotech Dobby. So it's a very compact quadcopter and a smart one. So this quadcopter is not a basic one where you can fly thanks to a radio, or here is more a phone. This quadcopter is including a Snapdragon processor, a very powerful one, able in real time to perform some face tracking, target tracking, to offer some follow me function, and this machine also includes some predefined path trajectory to shoot some nice selfie videos. So it's very transportable, the arms are foldable, it's a full brushless 2S model, and a lot of smart features are included. Let's discover the content of the box. So as you can see, you have a very compact box including a few elements. So let's start with the quadcopter. You have some tiny brushless motors with some props, some kind of 3-inch model. No spare props are provided in the bundle, and it's a drawback in my point of view, especially when you start to fly. You can easily scratch them. This seems okay, but I think if this quadcopter is falling into hard surface, the props will be damaged. So definitively a drawback to not include any props or prop cards. You can buy them, they're already sold as spare, but they are not including in the bundle. So when you unfold the arms, the quadcopter offers a diagonal of something like a little bit more than 15 centimeters, 15.5 centimeters in diagonal. So it's 150 millimeter quadcopter unfolded, but it's pretty light. For example, without the battery, this machine weighs relatively small. You have something like 146 grams, and if you had the weight of the battery, you reach less than 200 grams. That's pretty good. So you don't need any specific registration, for example, for the US market. Let's discover a little bit. On front, you have the 14 megapixel camera, able to film up to 4K. We will see if it's not playing with interpolation from a lower native resolution. You can select manually the lens orientation. You have different graduation of the lens orientation. Here I am in 0 degrees. I can rotate a bit, 12.5, 25, one more, up to completely 45 degrees and 19 degrees to film to target the ground. But you can also apply, if you want, a positive angle, up to 12 degrees. If you plan to fly fast forward, it could be a nice option. So unfortunately, this orientation can be adjusted through the application to control the quadcopter. You have a micro USB port to save to transfer the built-in video recording of photo. You have 8 GB built-in memory inside. Okay, and on the lower you can find two devices. This one is a sonar and this one is the small camera. They are used in indoors condition to stabilize the quadcopter. It's estimating the distance to the ground with an optic one and the sonar system. So with both, the indoor stability is very good. That's a good point. So as I said previously, props are small, and this quadcopter promotes that it's possible to take off from the land, okay, open like this. Be aware the motor is strong and the torque can move the quadcopter in your hand and you can be hurted, so be aware of it. It's sold separately, prop guards, okay. It would be great if the included is not included. That's another drawbacks, okay. But be aware if you plan to perform some takeoffs and landing from the palm, it can be very hurting. It can hurt your fingers. So a lot of problems have been reported already. It's come with this 2S LiPo with a power indicator of the remaining level of battery. Okay, it's a 2S LiPo. It's a 940 mAh. In fact, inside it's a basic one, and you can find this kind of proprietary battery with 4 connector, using probably to balance the battery. And I think the spare batteries sold by Zerotech are expensive. They are sold close to 40 euros. It's very expensive for a simple 1000 mAh 2S LiPo, in my point of view. Another drawback. You have to recharge thanks to this charger. So two possibilities. First of all, you need to clip it like this. Can hear the clips, okay, and you have to use this cable. On one extremity you have a normal USB plug, and on the other a kind of proprietary plug, okay. So if you plug the USB to the charger here, okay, and plug it to the wall socket, you will be able to recharge the battery within 40 minutes approximately. It will use a much more current and voltage, up to 9 volts if I'm not wrong, and the recharging will be accelerated. You have another option, is to recharge through a laptop plus 5 volt plug. In this case the charging will be much longer, okay, more than 1 hour, even more. So two options. It depends if you are not close or not from a wall socket in outdoors condition. For example, you can use a power bank if you want outdoors, if you are very far from any source of current. You have this adapter. This adapter is to plug with this proprietary connector in order to retrieve your recorded file, okay, thanks to this USB. So this adapter is the proprietary plug in female one to the male micro USB, okay. So it's very important, don't lose it, because it won't be hard to transfer your photo. Of course you can do it through the apps, okay. You have finally this charger. As I said, the electrical characteristics are 9 volt, okay, up to 3 ampere, so that's cool. And you have finally this instruction manual. Everything is in Chinese, so not very useful for the rest of the world. So the canopy structure is done with a nice matte plastic, so should be durable to very moderate crash, especially the arms. But if it's falling like a stone from 2 meters high on the hard surface, I don't expect any miracle. Okay, so everything is pretty compact, very well assembled. So I think the maintenance will be pretty hard. Okay, so be aware to, at least the first time to test it over grass is strongly advised. So this first selfie quadcopter, okay, introduced in the market. There will be some new, I know there will be the Wingsland S6 coming soon also, and this model, thanks to this 4K camera, is also offering some electronical image stabilization. Wow, like the Parrot. We will see if it's efficient, but know already, don't expect miracle. This image stabilization will introduce a lot of cropping. The idea is we have a big native source and we will crop the image to stabilize as much as possible the video. Okay, so at the end, especially if your deviation is hard, strong, don't expect miracle in the image stabilization. Should be okay for moderate wobbles, okay, but for hard movement in the wind, especially as you know that it's a very 200 grams machine, so it will be sensitive to the wind. Don't expect miracle in the image stabilization. A very important point I will start to abord now is concerning how to control this machine. No remote control. For me it's a drawback. Everything is based on an application either on iOS or an Android. So you need a nominal version of your phone. So very old phone, not very old, more than 2 years old phone can't use this machine. So for Android, if your Android is not a 4.3 OS one, you won't be able. If your iOS is below 8.0, you won't be able to use it. For me, it's a drawback. So you need more than one. So if you don't have one, you will need to invest into a new one. So that's another drawback in my point of view. Anyway, so I will show now how to first download the application, start to configure everything. Okay, so I will put in pictures, both the installation as well, all the manipulation I'm doing on the Zerotech. Let's continue. Okay, so let's start. So you need an Android phone, for example. Here I got Android 6 mobile phone. So how to clip the battery? Just locate the battery connector and just push it until you hear clips. To release, you have to press laterally, okay, and release the battery. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So how to turn on everything? You have to long press the power button more than 3 seconds. So let's start a little bit on the Android phone. Okay. So I will start recording here. Okay. And okay, so first of all you have to go to the Play Store and you have to make a research to type do fun. Okay, so I've already did it, but you have to type do fun. Okay, and you will find that this Zerotech application. So if your Android or iPhone is too old, you won't be able to install it. But I know from a 4.1 it's still possible, even if the Play Store don't allow you. If you download the APK file, you will be able to install. Okay, but it's only from a 4.2 Android. Okay, so let's install it. You have to accept everything, and it will download the 25 megabyte of file. Okay, so pretty fast, and after it will install the application. So okay, no problem. It's for the do fun. So let's start it. The first time you will need to create a login. I already did it, but you have to click around here, okay, to make a quick register. So I will do it. Okay, I will type my email. Okay. And you have to press the down button to go to the password. Okay, then you have to enter your password. Of course, I will mask this operation in the final video. Okay, and then you can log in. So no problem to register. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So you will come into this main interface. Okay, so you can press now the back button here. Okay, and you will enter into the main UMI interface. So actually you have this application, so nothing is powered. Let's power the machine. So I will long press the machine, okay, and it will start to boot. it will take a couple of seconds to boot, something around 10 seconds, and you will hear at the end of the boot a kind of music. Okay, so be sure to wait. Okay, so now it's booted, and what you have to do is to connect your Android phone via Wi-Fi to your Zerotech. So what you have to do is to press this button to check the Wi-Fi pages. So okay, at the first time you can see that the application is a little bit strange, so you have to recharge it, okay, and voila, and you have this kind of animation to show how to use it, okay. Okay, so just tap it and it will be okay. So actually it's disconnected. Press the Wi-Fi here, okay, and you have to connect into a device. So it's Dobby something with the SSID of your own machine. You have to press it, and you have to connect here, and the default password is Zerotech, okay. So I didn't type it already because I already did it. So it's Zerotech in small letters. Okay, so let's return to it. Okay, so it says that you have a new version of the firmware update. So we will see how it's working. Let's say that we cannot use it if you don't update it. So we'll press OK, and we will say upgrade the firmware. Press OK, local, OK. So actually you cannot download it because you are connected to the Wi-Fi to the Dobby. So first of all you have to disconnect again from the Dobby, okay? So you have to go to the Wi-Fi, okay, and disconnect from the Dobby, okay, and then when it's done you will be able to return to the different application and start to update. So now it's checking the current firmware, okay, then we'll try to update. So maybe you can see that it's downloading a file, okay, so everything have to be done offline. So just the bar is moving slowly. Okay, seems to be not so far now. Let's continue to speak a little bit from the Dobby. The 2S LiPo, close to 1000 mAh, is announced to offer close to 10 minutes of flight time. Well, it's not really the case in practice. As you will see, you have a good 6 minutes. It's already not bad. But as I said previously, close to $40 to a spare one is a lot of, so for me, I strongly hope that the price of the spare battery will decrease a lot, because 6 minutes. Okay, so now they say to manually switch the aircraft. So okay, networks. So I will return to the parameters. Okay, here Wi-Fi, and reconnect to the Dobby. Okay, so this time he asked me to rewrite the default password Zerotech in minuscule, in small capital letters, and okay, so I will be able to return in the Zerotech, connect it, and let's upgrade the firmware. Okay, so now it's updating. Okay, so be sure to have a nominal amount of current to do this operation. You have some LEDs flashing now, as you can see. No, okay, upgrade successfully. So now we will be able to and it's as you can see the aircraft disconnect. Okay, so now I will repower again the Zerotech, so I will long press on it. Okay, and we will try to discover. So it will take a couple of seconds to do the job, to reconnect. Okay, and if I don't see any message, I should have to reconnect manually on the on the Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so now I am connected. Okay, and no problem now. As you can see, everything is working fine. So when you are indoors, okay, you have a strong and good signal, and you can see on the top right that optical flow is detected. Okay, so no problem. And look how the sensor are. Okay, you can see that sometimes you have a loss in the optical flow. Okay, so that's pretty good. So a lot of information are available through this interface. So for example, you have the Wi-Fi, you have some telemetry information about this one, about the velocity of the machine, here in the variation altitude, the remaining level of battery. If you are looking some GPS information, I am indoors, is not the case. Okay, and here you have the takeoff button, this one. Okay, the upper one is more to target if you are more filming in outdoors or indoors, some video mode. This one is the voice control, so you can take off or land by unique some voice control. Okay, that's cool. And here you will see some information about the sensor, if the GPS are correctly locked or not. And this button is probably the more important. This is the all the settings. Okay, so you can, for example, turn on some photograph vibration to up mute. Okay, by default is turned off. The camera orientation. So by default you are more in the selfie mode. So it means that all your movement will be based that the camera is faced to you. Or if you are more planning to find a view or to use more to film a scene, you can reverse the sense and select more the find a view orientation. Okay? So by default it's on a selfie mode. The control method is probably the more important. You have 3 types, even 4 with the last version, type of control. You have the motion sensing, it means that all the control will be done thanks to the built-in gyroscope of your phone, and you will control the level of your quadcopter forward, backward movement, left and right, thanks to the orientation of your phone. Okay, so personally I don't like too much this kind of control. You have the sweep screen, so thanks to the type on the right side you can up and right and slide left and right. Okay, so to move you have to if you're doing like your finger like this, okay, you can do forward movement or backward movement like this. Okay, so you have the up and down to lose or gain some altitude, left and right to straight laterally, or forward backward to move forward backward. It's strange, and you have the classic method where 2 virtual sticks are displayed or are here, and this is the rocker mode. Okay, so by default you are in level 2, so it means that the throttle control will be on the left side. Okay, so it's good things. Okay, so you have a safety rocker. This is a new mode appearing recently, so I don't know exactly what is it, but I will select more the rocker, okay, in order to control. So it's up to you, so it depends how confident you are feeling. So by default you are more in motion sensing, but if you are more aware, or if you already flew some aircraft, maybe a rocker will be the more appropriate system. Okay, so you have the change Wi-Fi information, the frequency switch, so it's by default on 2.4 gigahertz, so this is a Wi-Fi transmission. So if you notice that your 2.4 environment is pretty buzzy or a lot of Wi-Fi source, you can also select 4G, in fact it's probably the 4.8, maybe not, band to improve your video link. So you need a phone able to work on the 5 gigabyte band, so only 4G mobile can work with this 4G 5G switch. Okay, so it's up to you. If you can see that your video link is not amazing, you can use it, turn to it. So you have the language, okay, different language, actually in Chinese and English. The compass calibration, very important the first time to perform. Okay, so you have some indication how to proceed. I will do it outdoors, okay, so when I will receive some GPS information. But you have now, I can see a small animation that's pretty cool versus the firmware version of the Dobby software. The Dobby FC, okay, is already up to date. We do the OS version also, and you have a quiet guide, and you have the capacity about the built-in memory. Okay, so in order to save or not some videos, and the about, this is the last version of the okay, you can see. For example, if you have some your current version of the firmware, that's pretty cool. So okay, so let's check a little bit the latency. As you can see, okay, in very close distance, the latency is not so bad. Okay, you have something like 0.1, 0.2 seconds, but be sure that versus the distance with such numeric modulation, this one will be much more longer. The latency will be close to 0.5, 0.6. So expect as a Wi-Fi range something about 30 meters, 40 meters out of the box, okay, without any optimization. It announced to have 100 meters, but I don't really expect that. And this craft is so small that it's pretty useless. But the signal is not bad. So you have the different element about the camera settings, for example. So actually, no stabilization, okay, as you can see. So let's enter to this button here, which is nothing else than all the camera settings. So you have, for example, the photo mode. Okay, I forgot to mention that. By default, you are in photo mode here, and if you want to be more in video mode, you have to turn on this one in video mode. Then you will have some settings, okay? So let's press this setting button. Okay, and here, for example, the last one for setting is for the electronic image stabilization. So you have to select an angle because the electronic image stabilization is optimized according to the lens angle. Actually, I'm at 0 degrees. So now it's done. Look that. Look, as I said, the image stabilization targeting this axis, and you can see that it tried to deviate as maximum, but it can do miracle, okay? But the image is not so bad, but the cropping effect is huge, okay? So you can see. So how to turn off it? Settings, image stabilization, close, yes, and you will return to 1. So for example, if I focus to this box, okay, let's like this, and you can notice that the field of view is not amazing. You have only 70 degrees. It's not a wide effect. So okay, return, settings, iOS, 0 degrees, and you can see that the angle is, I can move the quadcopter, and the well, I don't know why it selects more this one, but I will turn off. Okay, so now everything is off. And what are the settings? You can control the white balancing. Okay, so you have different settings, fluorescent, daylight, etc. And a preview resolution. So actually in VGA, but if you want maybe to increase a little bit the latency, you can go to the I don't know. Okay, yes, it seems that the preview is faster. The latency is much better when you select only VGA. so it's not a bad idea. You decrease the bandwidth necessary to make the preview. So for real-time FPV, it's not so bad, in my point of view, to select more the VGA. Okay, it seems to be much more responsive, and I guess the transmission range will be increasing. Yes, the latency is much better. Okay. What other parameter? Okay, preview, that's cool. And here, this is the electronic image stabilization, as I said. So according to the angle you are selecting, this one is optimized. Okay. So for example, if you are very high in altitude, you can stabilize your machine like this. Okay, you have some preset. That's cool. Okay, and setting off, close, and voila. So the settings are pretty good. Okay, so I will continue more this presentation of the apps more outdoors, when I will capture some GPS information and start to perform some demo flight, especially with the takeoff. You have some pre-programmed sequence, okay, available. Probably some here. So here, this is the electronic. This is for the ISO resolution, I guess. Is some settings. Okay, so let's continue to discover a little bit outdoors this machine. Welcome to the first outdoor test, and first of all, we need to perform some calibration, and the most important is the compass calibration. So we will run the DOF, and well, it's very important that in fact in real time you perform this calibration. So don't be surprised if the first time you are starting the apps, it takes a couple of seconds to find some satellites and to fix them. Personally, the first time it took close to 10 minutes to log them. Okay, but after this first, it will be much more faster. So you have to go to the setting. Okay, and you have to go to the compass calibration, and thanks to the new apps, okay, you have a new instruction to perform the compass calibration. So I will start. Okay, and they say that you have to perform the horizontal one. So we have to turn. The LEDs become green. Okay, we have to turn until the green LEDs will start to stop to flash. Okay, another color indicating that okay, now we will have to be more in the horizontal. So install it vertically. Okay, and let's continue to turn. We have these white LEDs flashing. Okay, like this. Continue to do it. And until you can see read calibration succeed. Okay, so let's start the first demo fly. So I will press the other button here, but first I will turn into camera mode. So without any settings, we don't have any image stabilization. So I will turn on the image stabilization to 0 degrees. Okay, press the takeoff button, and here I will try to start from the ground. Okay. Okay, so be aware when you use it to take off with the in selfie mode the first time. Okay, it's pretty important. So if you don't want to have inverted control, so I will press again. Okay. Okay, and as you can see, we start to have more or less accurate filming, so we have the image stabilization right now. It's filming. So the GPS log stabilization is pretty not bad. Actually, I'm receiving also some satellite. Pretty good. So and thanks to the electronic stabilization, avoid a crash. I will land to the ground. Okay, stop recording. So we can probably see in the image gallery the different element. Okay, and we can probably see some videos here, shooted videos. Yes, and we can replay them without any problem. So we download into the phone first of all the just shooted videos, okay, and thanks to the Wi-Fi link, and then we can replay it. So actually I don't have any image stabilization. Okay. So okay, so what's first was the first real-time test. Now I'm fixing up to 13 satellites, so the GPS log should be a little bit more stable. Okay, so you can see that the fluidity is quite good in 320 QVGA, so I can start maybe here. It will be a little bit more safe in terms of wall. So I will turn on the electronic stabilities, set to 0 degrees. Okay, I can start to shoot videos. I will see if the image stabilization is here. Yes, it's here. Okay, no problem. So I can press the auto takeoff from ground. Okay, and let's see how safe is your GPS hold stabilization. Hello. Need to make some little correction time to time, but seems good. So if for example I go back, go you can see that the quadcopter is suffering a little bit from the wind present, so I hope that the electronic job sounds pretty good on the display, that the electronic stabilization is not so bad for moderate wobbles at least. Okay, grab a bit some light altitude. So it's perfect to shoot some footage. I can go to the target tracking. Okay. Okay, so I can't really see it me. I need maybe to decrease a bit altitude. And this type of technique should be based on the color histogram, okay, and some computation of distance between color histogram. So be aware that you need a really different background when you try to track an object. If not, you will be able to find some problem. Now I'm fixing up to 9, 18, 11 satellites, but it's quite good. Okay, so I will turn off the electronic stabilization. Okay, and we see the difference. Okay, so now it's off, and now with. Okay, we can see the difference in terms of stability and the efficiency of the electronic stabilization. Yes, for moderate wobble sounds to be good. So if you release the sticks, the quad is over in the same position. So as you can see on the background that the wind starts to raise a bit, but should be okay with the electronic stabilization. Let's turn off it. Okay. Now no more stabilization, so we will see more the effect of the wind. But in the other hand, we will enlarge the field of view. Okay, so a little bit limited in my point of view for the such kind of module. It's a little bit noisy also in my point of view too. Okay, but it's controllable thanks to these virtual sticks, so not bad. Okay, I will stop to record. Maybe go in photo mode and take some photos. Hello. And you can even try some photo burst settings. Okay, let's say 3. Okay. Sounds to works. That's cool. Okay. And we return more in settings, single mode, and we will return to photos. That's cool. Okay, so now I will more come here. We try to land into this more not in the air. Okay, and press the ground, and it will land. That's cool. That's working well. Okay, thank you.